guess we're gonna go ahead and pick up the vlog once I get this Chevy badge all mounted up. What is going on, guys? It's Toby here, and welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Today we're gonna be wrapping Sully's trunk satin black, just like I did the roof, as you can see right there. And we have our wrap from Ravuni Car Wrap. So once again, make sure to check out Ravuni Car Wrap. I will link them down in the description below. And this satin black is gonna look absolutely insane on the trunk lid of the Camaro. I'll tell you guys what though, this trunk is absolutely disgusting. So it's gonna need a whole bunch of prep work. We're gonna have to clay bar, we're gonna have to isopropyl alcohol it, probably use some quick detailer, and we do need to remove this Chevy emblem right here. It started on this disassembly here, but to remove the third brake light, which is this thing right here on the Camaro, you're gonna need a flathead. And you basically go inside of here, you'll see 2 screws, unscrew them, and that should pop out. Actually, it's 4 screws, and I kind of lost 2 of them, so I'm probably gonna have to go to Lowe's to get new ones. But once you get it unscrewed, you should be able to finesse it out. So there's 3M on the back side. If you guys are having trouble with the 3M, just heat it up and spray some Goo Gone. I'm actually able to retrieve the screws that I dropped, but now that that's all said and done, I'm gonna focus on getting the Chevy emblem off. So I guess I can close the trunk for a brief second, and I'm gonna start melting it down with the heat gun. Here goes nothing. Let's try and melt this out. Hopefully not use Goo Gone, because Goo Gone gets so sticky and nasty. The adhesive gets hot enough, these little plastic guys really help with wedging behind the actual badge to get it lifting in certain spots. Then you can heat up the other surrounding areas. That was fairly quick, but I'm not gonna be too enthusiastic about cleaning up all that adhesive. That is gonna be a pain in the butt, man. The prep on this is just gonna take so long. I strongly despise Goo Gone, but let's be real here. There was no other way to melt out those adhesives. So hopefully that'll do the trick. I'm gonna let it sit for like 5 minutes, and then maybe I can scrub off the adhesives. Literally wasting so much time just getting this adhesive off, but I found that heating it up helps a lot. So if you heat it up, it's easier to peel, which is probably common sense. I think I finally got all that residue off. Now I've got this residue off. That's next. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. So after wasting about 30 strong minutes of my life, we have everything cleaned up on that side. Now it's time to hit it with the quick detailer, and then we can head straight on to the clay bar. I just sprayed a crazy amount of clay bar luber and quick detailer on the car. And you know, something that I found really helpful when I was watching tutorials on how to clay bar is that if you feel any sort of like resistance in the paint, that means you're kind of scratching it, so you need way more lube. So I always soak this thing up. Instead of using the clay bar luber, like that stuff in the bottle, a cheaper alternative is to use soapy water, and it does the same thing, but you just glide it back and forth. In this prep, I'm also paying special attention to the edges and stuff, because obviously that's vital to the wrap sticking down and not lifting. So we gotta make sure that all these edges are considerably clean before we're done here with prep. I guess it's time for final spray down with isopropyl alcohol, and then I'll take the microfiber and clean it for the last time. But the trunk is looking in a lot better condition than it was before, man. Never do circular motions, only side to side, ever. Let all that isopropyl alcohol settle out for about 5 minutes so it gets somewhat dry. It's already 1 o'clock in the morning. Why do I do this to myself? But I literally don't have any other time this week to do this. See how good it's gonna look, but we're gonna finish up cutting this because the rest of that wrap right there that's on the floor is for the hood when I decide what I want to do, because I either have to get a new hood or cut my hood. Starter tip: if you guys are getting into wrapping and that type of stuff and you see that your wrap is all crinkled up like this, that's normal when you first lay it. Okay, you can't expect to lay it perfectly. I think the guys who do it professionally can lay it perfectly on the first attempt for the most part, but I can't because I'm obviously a novice. So now I gotta work out all these air bubbles. I think it's almost 3 a.m. so I've been going at this now for about 2.5 hours, and this is the progress that I have so far. So everything is laying super nice and flat. I'm working my way from this side to the other side, and then the top is last. But I mean, it looks really good with the Rapid Blue and the taillights. It's gonna look super, super aggressive. I'm disgusting, filled with sweat, tired and hungry. It's now 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. These corners right here kicked my butt. That took me the longest to figure out how to get it without any creases or wrinkles, but honestly, it's looking pretty sick. Now that whole like bottom portion of the trunk lid is done, I can now move on to the top, but wow, that took me a long time to do. Jesus Christ.
If I could take you up and tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Life could be a dream. Plans would come true. My whole life loving you. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again. Shaboom, and hoping we meet again. Oh, life.
Some good progress here. I am exhausted though. It's almost 6 o'clock. So the sun is about to rise. You can see it starting to rise out there. So you gotta put in the hours to learn how to do this stuff. The calendar film, which is this Ravuni wrap, is a lot different than what I've used before on mirrors like John's. I really have to use heat and stretch it like this as I'm applying it. Guys, I just finished up with wrapping the entire trunk. Hate to say it, but I'm gonna get some rest. I literally worked out every single air bubble, finished up with this wrap. I mean, it looks really, really nice. It just needs to be cut now. I think I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow when I wake up. So cutting wise, I am literally leaving a little bit of extra wrap so that I can tuck it underneath. And pretty much people that do this for a living advise me to do so because apparently it helps with longevity of the wrap as opposed to just cutting along the edge. This is how I'm going to cut this portion. So I laid the vinyl flat in between the seam of the trunk and the quarter panel, and now I'm going to slide the blade in between without hitting the paint. So you got to be super careful. Cut the back glass. I actually used the knifeless tape and just pretty much lifted it, but there's a lot of excess, which is a good thing because the wrap is not going to lift. I mean, if you look at it from the underside, you can see it if you look for it. But it's honestly not that noticeable. Now I'm gonna make a small hole to add my third brake light back in. So, just gonna put it right here. Last thing I'm gonna do before I call it with this install is just post heat, because this is calendar film, so you need to do some post heating. All over. This actually lets the wrap self-heal too, with any of the lines you may have in it. Yeah, go ahead, just roll forward. Oh, you have my key, my bad. I guess we're gonna go ahead and pick up the vlog once I get this Chevy badge all mounted up. So I will see you all once we do it. As promised, I'm gonna be putting back on this Chevy logo. So I put some double-sided 3M tape on the backside, cleaned up the wrap with some adhesive cleaner and also isopropyl alcohol, and now we're ready to put this on. Hopefully this is all center, but if we back away, you can see the final result right there. So before we end this video, I also wanted to show you guys my BMR drag spec lowering springs. So these give you 3/4 of an inch drop in the front and back. They're also drag performance spec, so it's gonna help out 60-foot times in this car. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap out this video. So if you guys enjoyed it, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.